Georgia.
Hello, everybody. This is the African Actions Network. I am James Jensen. Today, I have a special guest with me. He's Mr. George Numbo. We expected Mr. Moses Sani, former president of the Association of Liberian Journalists in the America, AJA, but he just indicated of some busy schedules, so he cannot join us tonight. But tonight, we are here to discuss after 5 months of government, a running government by Joseph Boakai, can he deliver Liberia? Can Liberia become a land of paradise under Joseph Boakai? That's the issue we're talking about today. By that, we want to look at what is the view of you Liberians, and particularly so Mr. George Mo is here. We're going to be talking about the formation of the government. That was the first thing that Joseph Boakai was required to do by the constitutional mandate. He was to form a government. How was that process like? Or how is it like? Because the opponents still going on. Can we safely say Joseph Boakai has had the best strategy of appointing permanent or best Liberian into his government? We want to look at that. And we want to look at the issue of the banknotes. A lot was printed during the Weah's government or the last days of George Weah. And the infusion of that money is still an issue that Liberians, I'm assuming that Liberians do not understand. How much was printed? How much was put into the market? What is the status of that money? Are there questions that, and Joseph Boakai did not say anything about that money during his annual message. So what is the status of that money? I don't know, maybe just Mr. George Numbo will speak about that a little bit. Maybe he has some information or not, but we want to cross our eyes on that. And also start to ask these questions so that those who are in government, those who are leading, we know that Liberians are thinking on these issues, right? Another thing we want to look at, the rainy season has stepped in Liberia, and from what we are looking at, is not too good for Liberia. And Joseph Boakai was promising that in the first 100 days, no car would have gotten stuck in the mud. But I think it's gone beyond that. That statement is not true, has been defied, and right now, we are looking at a flood in the heart of Monrovia. When it rains, it's becoming embarrassing. So we're going to cross our eyes on that. We'll look at the drinking water. Is there safe drinking water in Liberia right now? Do you have electricity? These are the basic social services that any government, not just a Boakai, any government of any nation we want to tackle first. If you can't get safe drinking water of Liberians, then of course, they're going to get sick and they're going to die. If you can't get electricity, they're going to live in darkness. Liberia has been in darkness for a very long time. What is the plan of Joseph Boakai? Is he going to do what is expected of him? Liberians were in the street. So these are the general issues we're going to be discussing today. So, Mr. Numbo, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jensen. I'm happy to be here as usual, and I'm happy that we are discussing Joseph Boakai, the man some of us helped to bring to power. But
before you start rolling,
having said that,
who is George Numbo?
George Numbo.
Listen to you, don't know you.
George Numbo is George Numbo, a Liberian, hailing from Maryland County, civil and environmental engineer from Liberia, and the managing editor of The Perspective. Most of you remember The Perspective during the Charles Taylor years and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf years. So their common COO of the General Auditing Commission. I mean, I've been dealing with accountability issues, but GAC opened my eyes wider to accountability. So I cannot discount that.
Okay.
So this is George Noble who is here.
Okay, Mr. Nomo, it's good to have you with us this evening, American time. We want you to, because you all were part of the campaign strategy of Joseph Boakai. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm not holding you responsible for all that is happening, but you were part of the formation of this current government.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see Joseph Boakai's government after 5 months of governing?
Well, GMB government, when it comes to a singular promise he made, that he will make the roads possible. Right. And there's a caveat to it too. The roads in Monrovia were passable, but the roads in the interior were not. And I'm from Maryland County. The information I'm getting from there is that taxi drivers go to Maryland County.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the information I get now. But now, a few days ago, I saw the whole of Monroe County in the river. So I don't know. I cannot say to you whether that was achieved or not. I mean, I can't say it, but if we feel that Monroe, where everybody in this great United States hail from, Monroe County, if buildings are breaking down or vehicles cannot pass, and getting washed away, then that means Joe Boakai did not achieve his 90 days achievable goal for the country. Because if it is good in Lofa, if people can travel to Lofa County and people can travel to River G, Maryland, Grand Judah, Sando, it doesn't show to me that he achieved it. When our capital city is underwater.
But Mr. Nomo, even with the interior side, I have seen few photos from Liberia, and the mud is still on the road. So honestly, the statement that was made by Joseph Boakai during his time of his inauguration, I'm not sure that was achieved, or not even sure it was not achieved. All right, okay. The roads are still bad up. The capital city, as you said about it, is bad up. And for me personally, I have said this over and over. West Point has to be relocated, and Town, all of those areas that are now getting flooded, you need a strategic discussion as to how Liberia can look at what is happening in Liberia right now. People don't take things serious until the worst happens. West Point, from when I was a child, I had a friend in West Point. We used to walk on the quota to go to the end of West Point. That is no more. Today, if you go to West Point, it's a different community. One morning, Liberians will wake up, it's now thinking evil. Sometimes you say this, people think, so, oh, you always like to look at things. So there are, in the great United States, there are people who are making predictions. People do research to avoid this kind of a calamity. So what is wrong with even looking at what is happening in West Point, Claratown, and other communities that are getting flooded right now? Even SKD. What is happening to Liberia? Are they looking at the landmark of Liberia, Monrovia, to be specific, to determine whether or not Liberia Monrovia is sitting on a river bank or whatever the situation is? You people that brought the government into power, you people must do all they can.
Maybe I can interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
A few years ago, when we decided to open the Bali Island and build Gandhi Convention Center, some of us talk about these things here. That if you go there, that is one of the conservation areas in the entire nation, that Bali Island. And the conference that designated the Bali Island was held in Iran.
Okay.
As one of the conservation areas. You go there, that place is pervious, meaning that water, when rainfall, it goes underground. And you go and create an impervious area, meaning that the water will flow into the river. That is dangerous to places like West Point. And did not listen. The Liberia EPA did not even listen. Maybe they heard it and they turned their back. They want to do their own thing. And if we allow our leaders to play blind eyes on these issues,
right,
what is going on, the real thing has not yet come. The worst is ahead.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that we can do in West Point. Stephen Tower Estate was built to take the people from West Point to that area.
Right.
It didn't happen. So we are just talking. They took the middle class to Stephen Tower Estate. We can talk about another area, maybe VOA,
mm-hmm.
and build structures there, but will not take the people from West Point to that place. Jensen, you were there in Cape Town. The hotel we lodged in, you saw those hotels.
Right.
You saw how when a boat is coming, the bridge will open, that West Point right there. But does any Liberian leader or any Liberian planner has that vision?
I think, Mr. Nomo, I think you are right, and this is where sometimes you sit and you wonder about whether those who always fighting to become leaders, they sit and think about Liberia in totality. The issue we're talking about is Liberia was constructed. There should be a roadmap. There should be a plan. For example, we saw we're talking about how you call it, this sewage system.
Yes.
There should be a master plan when that city was built. So when you are a president and you do not have an opportunity to see that plan, you have no idea about the city. West Point was constructed at the time. The prediction, the research that was made to construct West Point at that time, what is happening now? Do people really think they say, well, this place was built for a certain level of time? If you put pipe on the ground, the pipe was put there for a certain level of time.
Yeah.
If you did not do research, you don't have an idea as to how the city was laid out. You have no plan to make any future projection. But West Point is being eaten up for years. And like we say, it's not just Liberia, but the climatic condition is changing. People are talking about this kind of a situation. In Liberia, we should not sit and allow until one morning you wake up. Sorry to say, the worst happened. Others, some will be dead. It could be me. I could be in West Point at a particular point in time, and there is something else. So we're not seeing it because we want other people to find themselves in a situation where they can get saved. But if leaders are not thinking, of course, when something happens, they should take the blame. So the West Point we're talking about now is not just West Point. Even go to Nickertown. Nickertown is being eaten up, right? Go to Hotel Africa. Hotel Africa is gone. That was one of the tourist centers. People left from their places and came to one of Hotel Africa. Programs were being held in that place. Today it's like a dead land. That Hotel Africa hotel is no more like the hotel that was all talked about. Well, you don't have thinking people as leaders. These are the kind of situations you're going to face. Now, Joseph Boakai came to power with his rescue mission. What are they doing? Now, I'm saying this to you yourself because it was you and others that were putting your neck up that you all were going to rescue Liberia. After 5 months, Liberia, what is it? What is happening to the country? Can we say for certain that a paradise is possible under Joseph Boakai?
I would not say that. I'm not looking forward to any paradise.
Can you all rescue Liberia? Let me put it that way.
Well,
can Boakai rescue Liberia?
Yes, we can rescue Liberia.
How?
But Joseph Boakai needs to listen. Joseph Boakai needs to put the right people in power.
Okay.
Joseph Boakai is not listening to the rescue group, the original rescue group. I believe you heard, Martin Colley here. I believe you heard John Monu here. I believe you heard several other people here. Joseph Boakai is not listening to those people. And that will cause the rescue team not to realize its dream. And all the people who were pushing, most of the people who were pushing the rescue team agenda, I mean, when you read the news from Liberia, they are all engaged in the area of corruption. That was not the aim of the rescue team.
And that's too early for that.
That is one of the problems affecting Liberia. How we will solve that, it will take years.
Because if you yourself should be auditing institutions or former government officials, in your early stage of governance, you have started to steal yourself,
Yeah.
then there's no hope for Liberians.
We have seen the asset recovery program under Joe Boakai, or watchful eyes, and nothing happened. And Liberian people are saying that team need to rescue itself too. The asset recovery. And then we are seeing the war crime court.
Now we will come to the war crime code, right? But we're looking at the formation of the government and this whole rescue mission that people came up with.
Okay, now, the formation of the government. If you, Jensen, are under consideration, there is no team that you will go to investigate, to do vetting. George Noble there. No team to go to. Whether George Noble stole a chicken or a goat in a village, right. Nobody there to do that. And so the whole process is chaotic. Very chaotic. And Joe Boakai is not in control. That is the issue we are having.
So can we then safely say the Weas, when it comes to forming a government, that we did it better than Joseph Boakai?
I feel that we did a better job than Joseph Boakai. I feel that way. Even though we are performance is less than that of Ellen, but I feel that we had a team that did vetting, unlike Joseph Boakai. I think Joseph Boakai, if he needs to rescue the rescue team, he has to go back to that formula to vet people before he appoints them. And I don't like this appointing somebody and then a civil society come on, or this group come on, that group come on and challenge the president.
Right.
So in that light, Joe Boakai is not doing a good job.
But again, you can put the blame squarely on Joseph Boakai because the vetting process constitutionally is with the Senate. So let us assume Joseph Boakai appointed people who don't have credibility.
I disagree. The primary vetting process is with the executive. They call George Noble. That's what I said earlier. Who are you? We want to make you Minister of ABC in Liberia. Who are you? I explain myself, and they go and check behind me. And luckily, I have been living in the United States for X number of years. So they will get accurate information about me. But in Joe Boakai government, it is the senators that will come and say, "Oh, John Nomo, he has been my friend for 20 years, and he has been this for so and so year," and give the information to Joe Boakai. And that tomorrow, that the same senators will confirm me and have confirmation hearing.
But that's the problem. That's the problem we are having, Mr. Nomo.
So this is where Joe Boakai need to regroup and I feel that will save his how do you call it, rescue Liberia train.
You see,
He is not hearing.
I will partly agree with you that he has the executive power to investigate or get a background check on people that he is nominating. All right. But let's assume that he did not do that and he just collected names from friends or people who are very close to him and he submitted those names to the Senate. The Senate has a constitutional responsibility to vet and say, look, we will not confirm this person because of this reason, and submit their findings to the executive and ask the executive to re-nominate someone else but not the identical individual. But I think Liberia has a bigger problem than just what we're talking here, because
okay,
the senators themselves, some of them, now, I mean, it's bad to keep talking these things this way, right? But
okay, yeah,
some of these senators themselves, they have shortfalls, and because of that, whether or not they would take a legislative ground to say, no matter what myself, I have my own low background, whatever, but I will stand to vet these people because they are the brain, or they should be the one that will govern Liberia when it comes to ministerial duties. For example, if you're talking about war crime code, if you're talking about war crime code, and there are individuals in the Senate that are very likely to face this war crime code, and then these people are the ones who's supposed to be vetting. Oh my God. These people are supposed to be the one to vet these ministers. For example, if you appointed James Johnson as one of those persons, maybe at Water and Sewer or at the Justice Ministry, and I get a war crime code suspect or someone who could be, and that person is a senator, then the nomination, the confirmation process is compromised just by the structure of the senators themselves. That's one aspect of Liberia's problem. Now, you go beyond that, you look at the issue of senators themselves probably looking at these things. They not really want to vet people and say, look, we will find the best Liberians who will stand and make sure that this country is rescued. And Joseph Boakai himself is not even looking at these issues very seriously. Liberia is not going to come out of one situation right now.
Jensen, we gotta go back to what I said. The senators have no reason being in appointments of officials. People like DeLong, people like Yombly, people like Barney, they have no reason of being in the selection process, because Joseph Boakai's selection will finally go to the Senate, where they will do the confirmation hearing. And the weakest part of Joe Boakai is that he welcomed these people here. And that means that nothing will, according to, as per his agenda, nothing good will be realized on the rescue team, because the crooks come and represent or submit their relatives, their friends,
right,
and give impression to Joseph Boakai that these people will achieve your agenda. And where is the agenda now? The rescue team agenda. Nobody can say, whether that rescue team has already left West Point.
And that's a good point, right? Because even as we sit here, we are hearing
to get to Waterside.
As we sit here, we've been here. as we said, we've been hearing that even DeLong himself, he nominated he put forth names of people who were working with him on his staffers to become senior officials. The president pro tempore, we're hearing that she sent
his cameraman is the deputy of fire service.
So you see that? Yeah. Then the president pro tempore herself, she also suggested names. So when you have those kind of a situation taking place in government,
rescue mother catered the lawmakers when they went to Ghana. So that's we find ourselves.
So that's a very serious problem, and I think it's only that's what I always say. The media and civil society.
Joe Boakai needs to wake up from the slumber and come and tell Liberia.
Who's going to wake you up?
Well, we don't have media in the country now. We don't have civil society organization in the country.
We do have them. Probably.
No, those people exist in name. That's a problem I have with you, Jensen. I mean, we don't have all these people here. You want for George Numa to go with Rattan or with Joe Boakai up? No, I won't do that. That would be called violent.
So again, I agree with you.
Media people, let the civil society people wake up and tell Joe Boakai, this is what you told Liberians, and this is what you are doing. And that's not fair to the peasant Liberians.
I agree with you because you see, sometimes I tell myself, if I was in Liberia, right, sometimes you do things that will draw attention. Let's say, for example, if the senators themselves put forth names for those names to be nominated, right, and senators, you are supposed to ensure confirmation. That is conflict of interest in a sense where if you send your driver or your cameraman to become somebody, that cameraman comes, you're going to vote for that cameraman to become an official of the government.
Yes.
That is not governance. That is not good governance. So civil society, the media, and even the Liberia National Bar Association, if people are very serious about Liberia, they should be picking up these issues.
I said, I've been telling you over and over, the civil society organization, the journalist organization, the bar association, their operation based on how much cattle they can get from the executive.
You know, sometimes we
have several disagreements on this, but that has no cascaded to the Joe Boakai administration. And you from the Journalist Association or civil society, I'm Joe Boakai, say Johnson, James, come, let's talk. And I gave you, some cold water, and you will go on the ground. You will not speak anymore.
No, I have.
So I'm not throwing. I'm not saying it.
I get you. Yeah.
But I mean, that's what we have in the country now.
So
that's
again,
Joe Boakai is not in control. That's why nobody is in control.
Well, that is what we have, right? Joseph Boakai, and it only takes friends who will call Joseph Boakai and say, look, we supported you, but this is not what we, are saying, because we expected you to do all you can to change the governance style so that Liberia can be lifted, so that Liberia can be rescued. Let me use the word rescue, even though it's not for you, but you borrow it, and you misusing the word rescue. All right? So that is one issue that we have here. If you and Mr. Numa, you on the camera. If you and your people
I get myself prepared to deal with you.
If you and all of your rescue group cannot advise Joseph Boakai at this time, the West is yet to come.
Okay,
Because
tell me who elected Joseph Boakai?
Liberia elected him.
That George knew a little group.
No.
Okay.
You know, election is when you have influence. There are voters who listen to what does voters listen to opinion leaders.
Okay.
And then they go to vote on that line. Most Liberians do not understand the style of governance or what happened after election. So they listen to people like you. You know, when you and I don't want to call my former boss name here, but other you were riding around and you were not wrong, because it's like hoping that somebody will come and change the situation. So you guys went around looking for money to support Joseph Boakai so you get elected and change Liberia. So it bad for me if Joseph Boakai is not talking to you and others, and you cannot advise him to do what he's supposed to do best.
Well, we did a good job getting money over $500,000 to support Joe Boakai in the first round. And we raised more money on the second round, but there the confusion came in. There the cartels and everything came in.
Well, we are not auditing you people, right? As to
no, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't audit me. I'm not auditor, but my years with GSC. I mean, when I talk, the GSC auditing thing, the Creole from GSC, the dollar from GSC, they are part of my presentation.
Yeah, we know for sure. All of us, and I was at GSC too, so I know the lot. I know what was possible. In fact, some of us felt that you people could be part of the formation of the government, so that you will look into Liberia and find the best brain to help Joseph Boakai. Now let's go beyond that. Okay, the formation of government. So Joseph Boakai has failed his presentation of nominee.
Well, I would say here, I, George Numo, personally would say here, Joseph Boakai has failed.
Okay, so we move forward.
Boakai, I mean, he lied to the people. He said that he was going to have a minister for county. And that has not happened. He said that every area was going to be possible. And with few reliefs from the Southeast. I have not seen it, but from information I got, he did well. But he is in the same category with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That Monrovia will be electrified in the first 6 months.
And Monrovia stay in darkness.
And Monrovia is still in darkness. Joe Boakai criticized George Weah on several issues, and he has not accomplished one of the issues. And this is my take. It's not from John Molu group. It's not from any other group. That's what I feel, that Joe Boakai is a failure.
Okay, so on the formation of government, you are on record on that, and I will agree with you 100% too, that Joseph Boakai's formation of government is not a problem. They themselves admitted that. In fact, growing from his Minister of State and other people, there was so much noise about all of these situations. So we'll cross over that. Let's look at the issue of the business social services. How do you think? Do you think the hydro, is it a hydro plan, or is it you guys going to buy a sack of water to carry to Monrovia, or what are you doing?
No, Jensen, you
safe drinking water for Liberians.
The stuff you want to get from me, I'm not here to give it to you.
No, I will give you a hard time because it is you or to raise $500,000. That's not small money.
That's more money. I hope we're raising that money for me to build my village called Bolulu in Maryland County.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can do something else. But let's look at the issue now about safe drinking water in Liberia.
Well,
I don't understand. I don't get it.
The problem, and I don't see why we in Liberia celebrate people.
Okay.
Joseph Boakai hired Mo Ali because his arrest agenda includes sanitation.
Sanitation, right.
Right. And Mo Ali went a reservoir that has not been used for 32 years. They say they prepared or repaired the reservoir in the tune of $32 million. No, $1,000. And I don't know where the money comes from, because water and sewer should have the capacity to swallow that amount. And at the get-go, I said, well, the water they provided to Central Monrovia is contaminated water from the cast irons. And I narrated the story of Flint, Michigan, and nobody listened. That a contamination will come, our people will be infected with lead, and pregnant women will be infected, and children under 7 will be affected, and even the flowing of poo-poo in the streets of Monrovia was going to increase. And later on, Mo Ali came, he said, the people in Central Monrovia should not drink the water. But
that was after the fight. That was after the fight.
Yes. But where is EPA?
Yeah.
Where is Joe Boakai's sanitation plan? If it right there.
But I think Joseph Boakai, honestly, and I said that before, and I repeat that Joseph Boakai's arrest is not being explained very well. It's not strategically explained so that people, implementers, those who are supposed to be implementing.
Johnson, you are wrong. If a presidential candidate come with an agenda, that means they have tested that agenda over and over.
It should be, but under the current situation, it is not.
We should not go and cast blame on some other people. What they give to Mo Ali or what they give to EPA must be the mandate.
That's how it should be. Yes. Maybe we're speaking in like turn, right? But the issue I'm raising here is, let us assume that Joseph Boakai had a very explained arrest agenda. For example, sanitation. Joseph Boakai would have said, look, maybe the drainages that for which we have rivers all through Morovia would have been, because the very first day of inauguration, they would have started their plan, because they are aware, they should be aware that the rainy season was just 6 months away or 5 months away. So if they didn't do that, and right now, if it rains for 3-4 good days, Liberia will be in a mess.
Yes.
It's because why? Their arrest mission, or whatever you call it, is not being seriously considered by Joseph Boakai and all of his team. Agriculture, today that machine noise. So if you had a cogent plan, maybe they heard someone talking about machine, all this, instead of one they just brought machine on, right? But those machines that are in Liberia, did you plan it? Right now, how many Liberians are even trained to operate those machines?
Do they have?
How long are you going to use those machines so that Liberia, their next farming season, you can be able to produce mass production of food?
No. Do they have any machine in Liberia?
Well, I don't know, but we see all on social media that they carry a machine there. So what am I to say they did it?
No. I want to see, the delivery stuff, information. What I know is that the president of Burkina Faso got 600 pieces of agricultural machines, and he spent $28 million. We have a Joseph Boakai package, and we have not seen any delivery. But
we are told that they spent 50 million, borrowed 50 million.
Okay, but Burkina Faso, they also reduced the salaries of the lawmakers, every minister, by 50%. And we have not seen that. These are not, Burkina Faso did not say we are going to rescue, but Joe Boakai said they were going to rescue. Jeremiah Kun said they were going to rescue. So
Yombly said they're going to rescue.
Huh?
Yombly,
DeLong.
The rescue mother.
George Numbo. We said we're going to rescue, but we are not rescuing.
Okay.
We are only rescuing our pockets.
Yeah, I think so. Because your senators
has not even landed in my pocket.
Your senator recently, there's a lot of noise about their retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Is that surprising to you?
No, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. I know I was dealing with Yombly, the Yombly group.
Oh my God.
The people we send our money to, the money we raise. Yombly was there, and Mandela Cooper was there. So I know what's going on.
It is saddening to see the way the country is going under Joseph Boakai in the first 5 months. And that is discouraging. That is really discouraging. And we don't have more time. We have 10 more minutes, but we need to state very clearly that the formation of the government is like Joseph Boakai was not prepared. Even right now, there are appointments going on.
Mm.
And I agree with you. Before a president should have a kitchen cabinet. A kitchen cabinet means you must have had a very effective and small group of team that will look into this matter. So look, Jim Johnson is going to this place. You look at my resume. You're not certified. You go do on-the-ground investigation. Do background check. If there are any reason why I should not be, don't forward my name to the Senate. But if those things are not happening, even senators themselves nominating or suggesting names of persons, we think this is how good governance turns to bad governance.
Yes.
Now, the issue of sanitation is clear that at this point in time, Liberians are finding water for themselves to drink.
Yeah.
The government has not laid down a clear plan as to how to get water for Liberians. Whether it is the hydro or how they're going to get it, whether they're going to buy a sack of water from America and carry it to Liberia, we have no idea as to how safe drinking water can be provided for Liberians. So it's good that you're on the show because I'm sure you can pick up phone tomorrow morning and call Joseph Boakai. He may want to listen to you. That's one great issue that you all, if Liberians are dying today, I'm not sure even whether there is an investigation to sometimes the number of death of Liberians. What is the cause of death? Or we just think it's a normal thing? No. People solve problems to make sure that what is actually the cause of death is treated with. But if you sit in a country and you're leading and you don't care, these are situations for which Liberians could probably wake up one day and say enough is enough. So let's just close on this. How you look at the appointment of the War Crime Court executive, is that what, executive director or head?
I feel that the appointment is laughable.
Laughable. Why?
The lawmakers and the executive came out swinging to support the decision of having a war crime and economic court. When have they developed the statute for that court?
I agree with you.
That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, the person that Joe Boakai selected for the court is conflicted.
How?
Oh, you know the person worked with me now, GSC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the man is he's a lawyer. He's a practicing lawyer.
Okay, forget about
He has
forget about that.
He's a courtroom lawyer.
I say, I'm telling you, no, what I know, no, from the get go.
Okay, let me listen to you.
And he joined the Konati Kopa. Who is Konati Foka?
The speaker of the House of Representatives.
Mandina Wise.
Company with a word.
Company Wise Welfare. Law firm called, I think, International Law Firm.
International Law Group?
Law Group. And they were the people who have been involved in the Agnes Taylor or even in the Massa Washington case. Only Massa Washington can go to Liberia, step to Liberia, and go through the free port that I can do now.
Why?
Because there's a case against her. I, George Numo, I can do that. I can show my passport, this and that, and enter Monrovia. But because Joe Boakai received some kind of thing or that hurting him in the throat.
Are you suggesting that he received bribe?
No. Something hurting him in the throat.
What is that?
$750,000 that hurting his throat.
From whom? That's news.
From God.
God doesn't say anything down these days.
God can send things.
Okay.
And Joe Boakai, appointed Janitor Massaquoi. And we are seeing the backfire from even the civil, the organization, civil society organization that is perpetually in a slumber to respond to Joe Boakai appointment. So Joe Boakai,
I think Mr. Number, let me just come in a little bit. I think that what I will agree with you, and for which I frown myself. Janitor is a friend of mine, and we work together. I know him personally. I have no issue with him as a person. But this is the issue. You cannot play game with the War Crime Code establishment.
right?
You cannot start to appoint people when you do not have a statute. For example, I will ask Joseph Boakai the question: if you appointed an executive director, what is the term of reference of the executive director? Who should be an executive director? What is the lifespan of an executive director? Those things should be spelled out in the statute.
I think this is the similar issue he had with John Monu. I mean, you have to have a statute. You have to have a vetting committee.
This thing, as I said to you, Mr. Numbo, in my own place and my own little way of thinking, I have created a statute. But my curiosity, life is so easy these days, right? When you say this thing, people think it's a fun. When you sit and you're not reading, you're not following events, you just don't know how to do certain things. To create a statute for the War and Economic Crime Code of Liberia is as easy as it is, as I snap my finger.
Yeah.
What is stopping Joseph Boakai from doing that? What is stopping him to even form a team? He could say, look, Massaquoi, you are to head the creation for or the drafting of a statute for the War Crime Code.
Yes.
And then you go ahead and do that, you submit it, it's passed into law, and therefore you set things into motion. But the very first thing Joseph Boakai did was why he passed an executive order. After the House of Rep, both houses have already passed a resolution. All of those times you wasted, it would have been carving a piece of statute or draft bill, capturing all of these circumstances. Where is it going to be housed? How long is the War Crime Code going to be in existence? How do you intend to criminally go after people. So if you leave all of those things, you appoint an executive director, what is the lifespan of the executive director if we don't even have a study for the war and economic crime code? We don't know how they're going to play into it. But when these errors are made, then it becomes difficult. I'm one person. If you ask me my opinion on the war crime code, I just think still it's a joke because there are a lot of issues that are not yet addressed. International, that's purely international law. War and economic crime code establishment is not just a Liberian thing. So it's a major concern. I don't know how Boakai is even playing this or discussing this with the international partners that are near Liberia.
Okay. I feel that Boakai does not have any solution to it. I feel that Boakai does not have the right advisors, legal advisors. I feel that Boakai is being controlled by, I don't want to say some aliens, but by some people.
Wow, his former boss?
By some people who
you don't call the name?
Hold on. By some people who are remotely controlled by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Now you have spoken.
And
that's going to be that make this whole war crime code a serious matter.
My position, and they want to neutralize the whole war crime code. Even as we speak, some people are connecting or massacre to some former warlords. And Ellen Johnson is also there, want to make sure that this does not happen. And the first mistake that Joseph Boakai made was to say that the War and Economic Crime Code should start from 2018.
But they don't have control. You know, I was reading.
It does not make sense to me.
Mr. Nomo.
I think it makes sense to Joseph Boakai.
Mr. Nomo, let me say this to, if any of them listen, let me say this. The War and Economic Crime Code, no matter how you create a statute, is an international law issue.
Mm-hmm.
There are international crimes that are embedded into war crimes. The word war crime, it doesn't mean, oh, Liberia, this, your penal law, you go take it, you say war crime. War crime is an international issue. And the perpetrators, as we said, many of them are known by the international partners. So if you want to leave the crust of the matter, you want to compromise it, you just jeopardize the country's interest.
Mm-hmm.
And we do not think that's how these people should proceed in rescuing Liberia. We hope that all that they're doing, they will sit and rethink. Go to cabinet. In fact, cabinet meeting, I'm still wondering, even if the cabinet ministers will even open their gut and speak truth to power, so they can have the country to do it better. It's not a good thing to sit and just want to believe holding power is all to it. Liberia needs to grow. There are a lot of issues on the international scene. If you can't handle Liberia issue, then of course you cannot even be a partner to other international issues. Liberia today is not even taking part. We don't hear Liberia into international affairs. Why? We do not know. I think it's because of maybe Joseph Boakai is too slow or whatever the situation is. But that's how we want to come to this point. Except we have a final closing comment. We might continue the discussion next time, maybe with other peers.
Okay, I think we need to continue it another time. The direction of Liberia, I'm not satisfied. I'm not pleased with it. Joseph Boakai, as he stated during the campaign, he needs to stand up as a man, but he is not doing it. He has presented himself as a weakling, taking these dictations from people who financed him in the second round of the election. And that is very disappointing. I'm George Noble. I'm Joseph Fanocon.
Joseph Fanocon, my old man, the late Nathaniel Williams.
Okay.
That was a powerful senator. Mr. Number, we want to say thank you for coming, and we will again run this show. I expecting a few other persons to join us. Probably the next show we will inform you, and we'll continue the discussion because it brought us Liberia.
Okay.
If Liberia is better, even we that sit here, we can all laugh and have a peace of mind. If Liberia is not better, for example, if there is flaw in any of those community, that affects everybody. We do not want that to happen. And that's the reason why we are having these shows. Not because we want to show off. No, I don't have interest. I don't have time myself. So, but we appreciate, you coming every time. It's better that we all keep talking about these things. It's not about hatred. Even Joseph Boakai can hear this, he probably can decide to call his cabinet again to look at issues. That's what we think society should be like. That's the way you can get it better. But if you decide to ignore all of these things, then of course you run into a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you so much to those who've been watching us. We want to say thank you. You can share the video or make a comment. We'll be able to respond to your comment. I see Ansel James. Ansel, we want to say thank you so much for being there. It was a pleasure to have you on us. So that's how we come to the close of this program. Is it no more?
Yeah. Okay.
It was a pleasure, and we hope that.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy I was part of it tonight.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.